Do you believe Lisbon will be ratified by the time of the next general election in the UK?
Well, that's a very big question, Noel. It's really up to the people south of the border.
If it is ratified, let's say there's a change of government in Britain next year, will there be any point in fighting it? It's a lost battle, isn't it?
If what they tell us is correct, that they're going to have a vote in the Republic in October, and if it is ratified and put into place in January, and if another government comes in, then you're probably right. So then we've got to face up to reality, which I've always done as far as Europe's concerned, because it'll throw massive challenges to those who are re-elected to the Parliament, because it gives the Parliament more power of co-decision in many areas, and that will give us greater responsibility, especially going into the next 5 years, where we're going to totally probably change the whole face of the common agriculture policy, and with all the financial situations that we face right throughout Europe and the difficulties we face at this present moment of time.
If it's not ratified, people have talked about a two-speed Europe emerging, and Ireland and presumably the UK, if it voted in a referendum against it, if the Conservatives held one, if they won power. A lot of ifs here.
There's lots of ifs.
But Northern Ireland could find itself part of the second tier of a two-tier Europe.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think Europe will see reason. And now that a lot of people, actually members from many other countries, suddenly realise that we may not be part of the EPP anymore, they're coming along and saying, look, we must have good cooperation. If you leave and join another group, we must have good cooperation with that other group after the election. And at the end of the day, we'll still be voting 80-85% with the European People's Party anyway. So we'll be forming those coalitions with them in the longer term.
As a party which has come third in all the European elections, does it matter who tops the poll in Northern Ireland?
Well, it seems to matter to some people.
Does it matter to you?
Well, when I went there, I have never topped the poll in Northern Ireland. I would like to top the poll this time. I believe, from a unionist point of view, I am the only one who has the opportunity to top the poll this time if enough people vote for me. But at the end of the day, when you're elected and re-elected and you go back over there, your vote's the same value as the person who tops the poll. In actual fact, while I didn't top the poll the last time, I was able to go back to the European Parliament and stand before all my colleagues in Parliament and get elected to the Bureau of the Parliament as a quaestor with one of the highest votes ever, topping the vote in that. So at least the members over there recognise the work that I have been able to do and over that period of time.
You said when you went into the last Parliament you would not actively cooperate with Sinn Féin. Of course, things have changed in Northern Ireland. The Assembly has bedded down. There's some political stability there. How has that relationship worked over the last 5 years?
Well, the relationship with the Sinn Féin candidate, with Barbara de Bruyn in Brussels, we have come together, probably you could count it on the fingers of one hand, on a number of occasions when Northern Ireland issues had to be discussed. I have met her along with the Agriculture Minister here when agriculture needed to be represented. I've met her, I think, on one occasion in Europe when we had to meet a commissioner. But that is compared to...
You don't have any problem working with Sinn Féin now?
Well, look, I think we've gone past all of those problems.
Jim Allister hasn't.
Well, Jim Allister hasn't. I'm sure Jim will be on your programme and you can ask him that question. He will answer.
DUP haven't.
Well, the DUP are sitting around the executive table at Stormont with them every day of the week, you know, so they have clearly got over that. They used to be wouldn't even sit in the same studios as them, now they do.
What's your priority going to be if you have another term?
I think that the major priority will be to ensure that Europe legislates less and legislates better, and better for the future. And I think there's going to be a very strong emphasis as we come out of the present financial crisis that we are in at the moment, that we move towards environmental policies that are workable. And we have really got to concentrate on the environmental aspect. There's also a massive amount of work because 45% of the budget is still on the Common Agriculture Policy, and that will be a major task that anyone going back is going to have.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Noel.